Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Commonwealth Police Department is trying its best to stop driving under the influence after seeing an increase in DUIs this year. And Silas House talked about riding for Appalachia at the recent Appalachian Regional Commission's conference.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:31 on September 14th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, as we head into the weekend, it's going to be beautiful. Fall temperatures we're going to feel, and I'm excited about that.
That's it. You've got it.
I know you.
It's literally one of those mornings that's going to be chilly mornings, warm afternoons, until we get to the weekend, and things could get a little bit iffy, but we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Let's talk about the fog this morning, and we're seeing some of that across the region there. You can see the visibility numbers, and again, anything less than 5 on this map, which is not as widespread as it generally is, but right here around the hazard area, Jackson, Harlan, Williamsburg, just be extra careful out there this morning. Whitesburg seeing that a little bit as well. Looks like we got some kind of animal crossing the street there. Could be a cat, could be a dog, I can't tell. 55 out there this morning in Whitesburg, one of the warmer spots. We are at 47 in Irvin, 48 in Williamsburg. Welcome to the 49-degree club there. Clint Woods, you're dropped below. Hazard, you're probably next, right there at 50, and then you see some low to mid-50s across most of the region. 57, Harlan and Logan, the warm spots. Heading up to 77, lots of sunshine today. Get outside and enjoy it. It's going to be a fantastic day across the mountains. Olivia?
Brandon, thank you. The search continues for a murder suspect out of East Tennessee. Anderson County Sheriff's Office says 44-year-old Jason Dockery is accused of shooting 38-year-old Shiesty Mayberry earlier this week. Officials say they were in the car together when it came to a stop in High School, Tennessee. Mayberry was shot multiple times outside of the vehicle. After the shooting, Dockery dropped off a small child in Union County. It is unclear who the child belongs to, but investigators say the child is safe. Wednesday night, U.S. Marshals say that a man gave Dockery a ride back into Union County without knowing who he was. A $5,000 reward is being offered in the case. Dockery has had a lengthy criminal history, and police say he is very dangerous. The Perry County Sheriff's Department responded to shots fired near the old MC Napier High School yesterday. Deputies say the incident happened at what is reportedly an illegal gambling room. They say there were multiple shots fired, but there are no reports of injuries. Officers left the scene around 7:30 p.m. There is a suspect in custody, but no other information has been released. One person is dead after a crash in Wayne County, West Virginia. It happened around 6 a.m. yesterday. West Virginia State Police say the victim was going north on US 52 near the Pritchard community when a car entered from the Centerville Road intersection in the path of the victim. Officials say the victim was thrown from their motorcycle and was pronounced dead at the scene. The southbound lanes were closed due to the crash, but the northbound lanes were not affected. The Attorney General's office has declined the request to appoint a special prosecutor in the death investigation of Amber Spradlin in Floyd County. In a letter, officials say, in part, quote, the circumstances do not at present appear to call for a special prosecutor appointment. Therefore, the office respectfully declines your request. Now, this was in response to a letter that was submitted by Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams last week about appointing a special prosecutor to look into the murder of the 38-year-old Prestonsburg woman after no arrests have been made. We received responses from both Robbie Williams and Commonwealth's attorney Brent Turner yesterday. Williams said in part, quote, many in our community have expressed the same concerns. If Dr. Hall now feels an independent prosecutor is no longer needed, then she has the right to withdraw her request. But it does not change my perception that an outside prosecutor, based on all the various circumstances, would provide helpful and needed assurance to our community that justice will be served. Dr. Hall is referring to Debbie Hall, Amber's cousin. Turner said in part, quote, "The county judge needs to worry about doing his job. If we need a load of gravel or if the toilet gets stopped up at the Senior Citizens Center, we'll call him. But when it comes to murder cases, he needs to leave that to the team of professional investigators and prosecutors to handle." If you want to see the full responses, we have that on our website at WYMT.com. London Police Department Sergeant Troy Truitt says drunk driving related crashes have increased within the last year after also losing one of their own. The London Police Department is looking to fix that. London Police Department officer Logan Medlock was killed while he was on patrol looking for drunk drivers. Sergeant Truitt says the department is being more proactive in patrols and training related to driving while intoxicated.
We're sending our officers to advanced training, for example, ARIDE. And what ARIDE is, it stands for Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement. So that makes the officers feel more comfortable with a DUI.
Truitt says last year there were 94 incidents involving drunk driving compared to the 214 so far this year. One local college system has received nearly $500,000 to help those in recovery from substance abuse enter the workforce. The Appalachian Regional Commission awarded nearly $500,000 to Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College. The money is for the Essential Skills Hub project. The hub will expand training and support those between 15 and 24 years old, as well as folks in recovery and grandparents who serve as primary caregivers. Appalachian writer Silas House spoke during this week's Appalachian Regional Commission Conference, sharing his story and celebrating the stories of those in attendance. WYMT's Buddy Forbes spoke to House about what inspires him and how he uses it to inspire others.
Before that, I had never known there was an us and them, but ever since, the world has been divided in two.
So much of American history, other people were telling the story about Appalachia. And recently, more and more Appalachians are telling their own story.
Silas House carved out his career cultivating safe spaces for Appalachian voices.
I was always, from the time I was in 7th grade, I knew that I was a writer.
Raised by a family that taught me to be proud of where I'm from, to be proud of our culture, to not let other people negate me because of where I'm from.
From his poetry to his best-selling novels, the Eastern Kentucky native now makes a point to share his chapters where even the margins offer space for the marginalized.
That's what I'm interested in.
LGBT people have always existed in Appalachia, but so many people have never seen themselves in a country music video.
Often partnering with the allied voices of Appalachian advocates, like his recent music video collaboration with Tyler Childers. In Your Love shares the love story of two gay coal miners.
Well, it makes it worth all of the hateful response that you get to just meet, you know, people who tell you, I saw myself for the first time in country music, or to tell you, you know, this video has given me strength to keep going.
House says whatever the medium, the mission is to help Appalachia be in charge of its own narrative.
It always makes me proud to be from Eastern Kentucky and from Appalachia because of that work ethic and because of that hope that we continue to hang on to.
Creating a dialogue for every unique character the mountains create.
There are so many Appalachias.
In Ashland, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
House said working with Tyler Childers on the project was an incredible experience, and he feels blessed to have been part of a video that has been a topic of conversation for so many people. Eastern Kentucky University is celebrating STEM Week and inviting high school students to campus to visit the science programs. Tests administered by the Kentucky Department of Education claim only 13% of high school students scored proficient in science, making it one of the worst tested areas. EKU leaders are hoping events like these help reverse that trend and close the STEM gender gap as well.
It's very important, especially with girls, to get them introduced into STEM so they get comfortable with it as soon as possible. It's shown that there's more boys in STEM than girls in STEM. Both matter, but we of course want it to be more equal. And I think introducing to them at a young age gets them more comfortable that I am good at STEM, I can do STEM.
EKU hopes that this week students will get a chance to learn more about STEM programs and be inspired to continue their curiosity into a science career. The 2024 Kentucky Teacher of the Year was announced yesterday morning at the Capitol in Frankfort. The Kentucky Department of Education says they received more than 1,000 nominations this year. They say there were at least one nomination from every school district. 10 semifinalists were chosen for a chance to win the 2024 Kentucky Teacher of the Year award. The winner was Kevin Daly from Boone County.
All of our children, no matter who they are, deserve to be seen, heard, welcomed, and safe in every space that they exist in. My goal is to help advocate for those kids, for our kids who maybe don't have someone always in their corner.
Our one representative from the mountains was Hazard High School's Luke Glazer. The nomination period for the 2025 Teacher of the Year opens on November 1st. When we return, as Taylor Swift's Eras movie approaches, some Swifties are renting a movie theater out to see the movie in private.
Listen, best weather is back, and it looks like it may stick around for just a little bit. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.